Hello, RunaMuck here, and in this video I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to field strip or break down a Glock pistol. All Glock pistols break down the same way with one minor exception, but I'll explain that when we get to it. The particular model I'm going to be using is the 34, but you'll see this breaks down just like all the others. First thing we need to do is make sure we're not loaded and safe to operate. So there's nothing in the chamber, got no magazine, we should be pretty safe. Now with Glocks, you have to dry fire them first, so we're going to point this in a safe direction and pull the trigger. This next part, I'm going to explain what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to show you how I do it. So what we need to do is we need to pull the slide back just a little, and then we're going to pull the slide lock bar down. Now the slide lock bar runs all the way across with a spring in the center with a fair amount of tension. So what we need to do is pull them down at the same time. Here's how I do it. So I hold the pistol just like I normally would. I'm going to leave my thumb where it is. And I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to wrap them over the top of the slide. At this point I'm going to squeeze it, pulling back the slide just a little until I hear a click. Like there. Then I'm going to take my index finger and my thumb and I'm going to pull down on the slide lock and let go. At this point I should be able to slide off the frame. We're going to pull out the guide rod and recoil spring and pull the barrel out. That is the basic field strip or breakdown of the Glock pistol. At this point you would clean it and then reassemble it. Now the one exception I alluded to earlier was in the Gen 1s, the recoil spring and guide rod are actually separate. It wasn't until the Gen 2s that they made them a self-contained piece. In fact, most of the Glock pieces haven't changed much. Some of them have been beefed up, they're a little thicker, but for the most part, Glock hasn't changed very much. Alright, now to reassemble. What we're going to do is we're going to take our slide, we're going to hold it upside down with the barrel end out, trigger assembly in the back. We're going to grab our barrel with the barrel lock up, we're going to slide this underneath, then we're going to pull it back, and that should lock in place. We're going to grab our guide rod and we're going to look for the small, see there's a smaller side and a thicker side. We need the small side to go in this front hole. The thicker side is going to feed on this barrel lock, but it's got to feed on the lower level, not this upper level. So here's how it looks. So I'm going to feed this in the hole. I'm going to grab this. See, that's the first level. That one's no good. You want it on the lower level, right there. At this point, we're almost done. So we're going to take our frame, we're going to line this up with the grooves on the slide, and then we should be able to pull this all the way through and back. We can check our functionality, see that everything's working, and that is how you break down or field strip a Glock pistol. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please click on the like. If you have any comments, suggestions, or improvements, or if you know of any other differences that I don't know of, please leave them in the comments below. Till then, I'll see you next time.